Hey there guys, Portal Master here, and in today's video I wanted to talk about the fact that Skylanders Ring of Heroes is officially out. Now, I made a video about this, and this is no surprise to any of you guys that Ring of Heroes is out, I'm sure. So now that it is out, you may have a few questions for if you have already been playing, if you played before the global launch, or if you're just now playing, you may have a few questions about how all these servers and things work. So that's what I'm here to talk about today. I just wanted to kick things off with a quick and simple guide for some of you guys to clear up some confusion, because this actually confused me up until earlier today when I finally got on the global servers. So first up, we'll talk from the perspective of someone who's been playing for the entire time, basically since the beta, or not the beta, but the open, like the release in Canada and Australia and New Zealand. So if you've been playing, this first part will apply to you. So you're on the Canadian and Australian and also New Zealand servers. That means that you are not on there with the same people that have just now started playing. So there were a lot of people that were concerned that people, like especially in the duels, portion of the thing in the arenas, you've of course got all of these people who've been playing since it released 2 months ago in all those other countries, and a lot of people were concerned that this would create some balancing issues and that people would be ahead of them. The whole purpose of these servers is, one, I assume for latency's sake, I assume that they want to put servers in like Canada or Australia or wherever they actually have it so that connectivity is better. I don't know that for sure, but that's a potential explanation. Since there's also a European server, I think that some of it may be location based, as in they actually physically have servers there to help with latency. I don't have that confirmed. That's a possibility. But the main reason is actually so that people that got this 2.5-month head start are not on the same servers as the people currently, because right now on this server it'd be pretty much impossible for a new player to be able to get up in the rankings as quickly as someone like myself who's been playing for the past 2.5 months. It'd basically be impossible for them to get into the, I gotta go to rewards, I guess, to get into pretty much probably anything above gold in the first really long time. It would take you much longer to grind up there. Whereas on the other servers, you guys are a lot more even. This also helps for balancing in things like guilds and stuff like that. So you'll notice that everyone in this guild is on the same server as I am, meaning that they have the same level of progress as I do. So it's also for balancing there, since there will eventually be guild raids and guild events. That is a thing to worry about. But you might be wondering, okay, I played in the global, or I played in the private launch, the Canadian and Australian launch. How do I get into the global servers? Well, it's actually a lot easier than you might think. I was out here thinking I'd have to create a whole new account and like do a new, all this crazy stuff to get in there. It's actually not difficult at all. It's not difficult at all. So if you go up into this top menu on the top right of the screen, these 3 bars, and you open up all these different things, these 10 drop-down panels appear. If you click on Settings, then you can come into this menu where you can actually access yourself. You can see your player ID, you can see your actual name, and you can see how you're connected. So I'm connected on Game Center and Facebook. I don't actually have a Hive account, which is what that third thing is. Now you could press log out and create a new account, but honestly, that's too much work for me. So instead, here's what you can do if you want to just jump right over to the global servers. You literally just hit change servers and you select global. Alternatively, you could select Europe. So I said that very strangely, Europe, if you want to. So if you have friends who are playing on the European servers and you're playing on the global servers, or vice versa, this is how you would switch your account over to actually access that other server. But the thing you have to keep in mind is that, as it says here, data will not be transferred through the servers. So that means that once this loads in, because it's going to kick me back out to the loading screen, once I get into the global servers, however long this ends up taking, I will not have the progress that I had on the other server. It's basically like I've started all over again. Now, for the time being, probably a lot of my videos will be made on the server that's been out for several months now, but eventually I'm planning on catching this global account up because I want to be able to play with you guys, and I can't do that on that private server. And honestly, this is what I'd recommend to anyone that's been playing in the launch for Canada and Australia, regardless of if you're actually in there or whether or not you've actually just used the you know, more questionable methods, we'll just say, to play the beta. If you changed your location or downloaded some files, you know, that would be, I would highly recommend getting off those servers and getting on the global servers. Yeah, it's unfortunate that you're effectively going to have to start all over again, but if you want to actually be able to play with the main player base, you're going to want to be on the global servers. And this goes for new players too. You really don't want to be on these other servers because, or maybe you want to be on European, but I don't think you really want to be on the Canadian or Australian servers because the number of active people on there are going to be significantly more limited than the number of people on the global servers. This may not seem like an issue because it's not like this is an MMO game, but if you want to have better chances of running a successful guild, you're going to want to be on global, because trust me when I say that I almost guarantee that every single successful major guild that actually gets up and going is going to be on the global servers. I highly doubt that very many people will be creating servers on those, or sorry, guilds on those servers, especially the Canadian and Australian one. Maybe the European one because it's actually active now, but I think global is probably your best bet. No, global doesn't exclude European. It's not the everyone but European servers, it is the global servers. So maybe if you're just looking for, you know, I don't know why you'd want to use European. I honestly don't know why that's a thing, but hey, it's there, and you know now how to switch your servers. So that's kind of an important thing. If you actually do want to go and create a brand new account, you can do the log out feature, and that will actually let you create a new account basically and start completely over. And if you actually log out, then that will allow you to have a second account on that other server. So for instance, if you are a person who just wants to have several alternative accounts, you'd use that logout feature to actually do that. Basically, I know that a lot of the bigger content creators like Vulcan, he has multiple accounts so that he can basically kind of screw around with the multiple ways to play the game. And also some people want to have a free-to-play account and some people want to have an actual pay-to-play account. And so that's sort of the reason that you might want to have multiple accounts. But if you're like me and you don't see the purpose of creating alternate accounts and all you really want is the one account on the server that you want, you definitely want to be using this feature to be able to switch over to the global server if you're not already there. Of course, you don't have to, but it is something that I personally strongly recommend doing so that you are in a server with the largest active player pool. Again, not mandatory, but it is what I recommend. I just wanted to kick things off with a simple tutorial on launch day. I will have many more tutorials out for Ring of Heroes. I have quite a few things, including a complete and utter 1-star unit guide. That sounds like a lame guide, but it's actually super important early game. I also have a power leveling guide on how to best, most effectively level up your characters, as well as a comprehensive upgrade guide for everything that it takes to power up, upgrade, level up, skill up, whatever you want to say, for any of your Skylanders. So stay tuned for those and much more content coming soon for Skylanders Ring of Heroes. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Portal Master. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and shout out to all my patrons on Patreon, especially Cosmic Dragon Gaming and Portal Power TV. That's all for now. See you guys next time.